So what are you actually supposed to do when your dog breaks their play stay? Well, hey guys, this is Al the dog trainer. Welcome to Al's Dog Training Tips. And today we're going to be breaking down what you're supposed to do when your dog actually comes off of the bed or you're trying to teach them how to stay on a place. So I've come up with 5 different things that you can do. All right. So the very first one here is when your dog is actually staying on the bed, the strategy that I use the most is I'm bringing one individual piece of food to them at a time. So I'll have my treat pouch. It'll be filled up with yummy food that the dog wants. And I'm just solely handing the dog one piece at a time. Now, the next part is really, what do you do now when they're not on there, you're not giving them the pieces of food? So here's what I've got. At the very moment that the dog steps off, if they can see the reward, that means that they can see the food, close your hand the moment that their foot steps off of the bed. Now, when your dog comes off the bed and you've closed your hand, they're likely going to come to your hand. Now, what I do is I just keep my hand closed, but I don't raise it over my head or higher because that's likely to get the dog to jump. If you're also using a leash, you don't have to use a leash, but if you're also using a leash, when the dog is on the bed, the leash needs to be completely loose. What I see a lot of folks do is that the dog is staying, but they've got tension on the leash, and they're also individually giving those rewards to the dog. You don't want to have tension while the dog has all 4 paws on the bed. Okay, the next tip. Don't be more than a step or 2 away from the dog. You're really just talking a few feet. And you want to try to stay at this distance for 5 to 10 seconds to see if your dog can hold it before you come back. Now, bring the rewards often enough that the dog can see the predictability in that, but try to stretch it to 5 or 10 seconds before you start trying to move further away. When they start to come off the place, you also want to move into them with your body. You can also be using the leash in conjunction with this. And then once they have settled onto the bed, that's whenever you can begin to back away to those, those 2 or 3 steps away. I want to get ahead of some questions here that I feel are going to come. If you haven't trained this yet, each time that you put your dog back on, you're going to reward them. You're going to reward them because you're trying to figure out and you want to show the dog that the bed is where you need to be to get the reward. Now, if you've accumulated 2 or 3 sessions and your dog is starting to get it right, now is when you're going to stop rewarding them each and every time. If they come off, use the tips that I just mentioned, but when you put them back on, do not give them a reward for several seconds, seeing if they can maintain the stay. All right, final tips, okay? Don't say place or stay for the first 2 or 3 sessions. Do this without the command. Trust me, it's going to help you get ahead much faster if you avoid saying the command in the first couple of sessions. After that, please add the commands to the process so that way your dog understands the true meaning. And then the last thing I want to say here is make sure to end this with a free or a break command. All right, guys, that's it. I hope that was useful. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day.